If I was an artist and not a curator, or if I was an artist and not an exhibition maker, what might my approach to those kind of objects be? It's doing what museums do, but how do we do that and still be sensitive to where the material is coming from? So I think fragrance is something we can think about, and how to get that in.
Yeah.
I can do a bit more research into that. I think we underestimate the psychological impact of changing a floor surface.
Yeah.
I think it's really huge.
Yeah.
And I think if it was sections rather than the whole thing, you actually might get more impact, because you can be really strategic about where we use it.
Yeah.
And when I was struggling to find cheap patterned carpet, I was thinking, oh, well, you could print it and do a floor vinyl, but then you wouldn't have the change in feel.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't have that slightly spongy.
Yeah.
So I'll do a bit more research, because I'm sure somewhere I can find a cheap nylon. Hotels have them all the time.
Yeah.
A cheap patterned nylon carpet.
Could we have a look at the locals, at the venues that we know we have here, like the Cliffs, Cliffs Pub, the Cliffs Pavilion, the Palace Theatre, you know, those spaces that we know historically or even now drag shows are happening in, and even just taking a picture of the carpet and then we find a really similar one.
Or ask them where they got it from.
Yeah.
Just go in and find the manager and say, does anyone remember?
In the last,
So we use these elements and make an environment that's familiar and comfortable, but in a way we're also exhibiting them rather than replicating a club.
Yeah.
So it's almost like we're taking architectural elements or interior elements and displaying them. You know, you could even put like a label. That's quite interesting, to turn them into objects in a way, rather than, oh, it's like we've tried to replicate a club here.
Yeah.
You know, there might be a part, we might decide that pink/curtain's the one we use most, but there might also be somewhere where we have all of the other colours that you can buy.
Yeah, like a swatch.
Almost like a swatch, and that's where the label is. And the people who visit who aren't familiar with these interiors, the label can say, you know, this is called /curtain. It's made from this. It's often seen in these spaces. And similarly with the glitter cloth, and similarly with the other stuff. So, you know, you could exhibit the /curtain with a tiny sample in the label, but actually we might use it as a whole wall, which is like the back of a stage, but there might still be a label.
Yeah.
So it's, what are those elements that constitute the space, and then bring them in, and without recreating it, we make a space that's familiar and comfortable.
Yeah.
But it's also still still the gallery, still the gallery space.
Yeah. It's that sweet spot, isn't it, between the kind of converging of those different spaces. So we still don't know what's the future of this, whether we have another wall built for other works, or whether we, but initially I do really love using the curtain, because obviously you could apply things either side if you didn't just want the kind of. I think it's going to create a nicer environment for us, but also it stops the noise coming in, because that's another big issue, is the noise from the gallery coming in, interrupting. And that's, again, there's also something in that we're celebrating the things that just aren't normally celebrated.